What happens when I mix black iron oxide with oil-based paint? It should make something called ferrofluid, which will show like the magnetic patterns, but I've never heard of it being done in paint. I figure we do a bunch of experiments. I've got things like electromagnets and regular magnets, even some crazy stuff, and I'm thinking we put stuff underneath and it makes these little spikes and stuff. It probably makes no sense at the moment, and honestly, if it doesn't go to plan, it's still gonna make no sense, but hopefully it does make sense. Sense, sense, sense. How many times did I say sense in this sentence? Who knows? The first thing we need to set up is the magnets. If I were to use traditional magnets, the problem is with those iron filings, if they touch the magnet, they're never coming off. I'm gonna have to spend so long. So I've purchased electromagnets. I got a little one, I got a big one. And I mean, I've never used them before, but this thing's legit. It sticks on there, and then I press the off button, falls right off. This is my first time ever wearing gloves while painting, but I figure since we're using oil paint instead of acrylic today, I need to. So the goal is we're going to mix up some ratios. I'm gonna try to pour the same amount of paint into each one and maybe not make a huge mess, just a moderate mess. Wow, okay, well, we've made a huge mess. So now we're gonna take that iron oxide and we're gonna pour a bit into each one, mix them up, and then see which ratio works the best for making ferrofluid. Also, I promise I have a mask on. You do not want to breathe the dust of this stuff. I'm gonna start with 2 scoops. In the first one, 4 scoops in the second one, 6 scoops. Actually, we're gonna do 8 scoops in this one. Okay, and then the last one, I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio. That should be fun to mix. We still have a bit of a runny texture, which is what I want. Now for this last one, I don't know how I'm gonna mix this. It is literally a 1-to-1 ratio of iron oxide to paint. It's just absolute sludge. All right, 2 scoops, 4 scoops, 8 scoops, and infinite scoops. Now we're gonna pour them on these tiny little plates right here, and then put the electromagnet underneath. So let's try to get these labeled and we'll see what happens. I have fantastic writing that says 2 scoop, I promise. Let's go ahead and pour this bad boy in just a little bit. Okay. Boom, 4 scoop. Pour it in, boom. Put it over here. 8 scoop. Real scientific we are here. Infinity scoop. Just absolute sludge. 3, 2, 1. Magnet is magnetized. It did nothing. We've got 4 scoops. Did nothing. All right, 8 scoops. Infinity scoops. Okay, so that was anticlimactic to say the least. So now we're gonna bring out the big guns, paint thinner. This should make something interesting. I'm just gonna go with the sludge and just keep making something crazy until I figure something out, and then we can build from there. Is the goal is to make a lot of it. And if I can't make a lot, then why am I even here? Here we go. Paint thinner is in. Now I'm going to gently mix this. I may have overdone it on the paint thinner. It is quite thin. I've been mixing for so long. I also poured out a ton of the paint into the other containers. That's why this is here. We're just making a mess. I'm glad I put down this wood board. Otherwise I'd have to clean all this up with more paint thinner. Okay. We've got a thinner consistency. Let's go ahead and put some on here. Okay. This better work. Here we go. Oh, do you see that? It doesn't do much, but it just kind of sticks to it. You see that little circle? Pull it away, put it back. Time for a close-up. You see that? Put it on there, pull it away. Put it on there, pull it away. Put it on there, pull it away. Wait, we've made ferrofluid, guys. That worked pretty well. You probably couldn't see that at all. I cannot get the footage to come out. I'm gonna use my fancy camera. Hopefully I can get some footage that way. But what I ended up doing is I added magnets to the back of this canvas and it sticks to it. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do a pendulum where I have magnets stuck to the back, and then we're gonna watch the actual paint like migrate towards these magnets. So we're gonna have 4 magnets total. I'm probably gonna get some more and do some more tests later. But for right now, we're gonna do that. We're gonna mix up this entire can of paint, and I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. And then what I wanna do is I can like draw with it, right? So I could have white paint down and then black paint down and then put white on top of it like a big blanket, and then take my magnet and drag it through all of this, like this, see? I don't know if that's gonna do anything. You're gonna be here along for the ride as we do a couple of pendulum paintings here in the Coles Color Studio. But first I gotta get cleaned up a little bit. Oh geez, okay. I was gonna say I magnetized paint, but I guess you guys are gonna get a crash course in that or not even see it at all. Let's engage the electromagnet. Okay. See what I mean? Starting to migrate right there. Yeah, right there. So there's so many magnets stuck into this thing all over the place. I have magnetized paint. I never thought I would say that in my entire life, but here we are. See how it's starting to move right there? It's come together. I'm just gonna kind of, once this, let's just like, I want you guys to be able to see it. And if I can't show it to you, then what's the point here? There's an electromagnet in the center, and then there's like 5 neodymium magnets all around it. And it doesn't look like it's working. Oh boy. Well, this is a disaster. It started out insane. I just wasted half of my magnetized paint. So we got 1 magnet there, 1 magnet there. There's 1 in the center right here, but it's not showing up whatsoever. There's 1 there, but what a disaster. Okay, well, I guess I need more magnetic juice in my paint. Wow, all right. The next video will be better, I promise. Oh, jeez. Not my best first go around. Kind of a disaster. I was so excited for this, but it's just not working out. I think I need a lot more iron powder in there. Take number 2 of magnetized paint, and there we go. Let's turn on the electromagnet. See what I mean? There's a neodymium magnet right there. There's 2 more, and then there's an electromagnet in the very center. One of the neodymium's right there. We're about to see it pick up, but you see what I mean? It's starting to like, the paint's starting to pool. All right, it should migrate right here. See, it pulls it together. It's right there. Oh, this is working so well. Okay, there's another one here. The electromagnet is right in the center here. So as this comes in, see it's starting to migrate over. We've got a little bit till it gets more central, but for the most part, the proof of concept is here. We've got the different kinds of paint, and it's oil-based paint with ferrous oxide in it. Fe2O4, something like that, I don't remember. But what it should do is it all should make these, like, basically I've created ferrofluid. I'm just kind of saying words. The electromagnet is here. You won't really be able to see it. There we go. You'll see a little bit there. Yeah, it's starting to migrate over. Just the tiniest little bit, but the biggest one is right there. Whoa! It just created this reaction. It pulled it all together. Okay. We are on to something here. All right, time for a pendulum. We've got blue paint and oil-based paint, and then we've got black on top of that. And it's also magnetic paint. So what I'm gonna do after this is I'm gonna take a neodymium magnet and I'm gonna run it along the back, and it should just kind of blend everything together really nicely, but just slightly. I don't know how it's gonna dry whatsoever, but there's a ton of like iron filings or ferric oxide, excuse me, in this paint. All right, second swing. I just want some lines on the canvas so I can really express what this looks like. It's not really giving me a lot of lines here. I might just keep going different patterns. Okay. Time for the magnet. Here we go. It's a smiley face. So all in, this was a disaster, but in the best way. We've got a painting with a magnet on the back, and when I swing it around, you can see it drag through the paint. Like, who's done that before? I don't know. This video was pretty chaotic. I don't even know if I got any good footage. I was having so much fun. And this paint's oil-based, so I really don't want to get it on my skin. But if you enjoyed it, I'm happy to do a better produced one that might have some better content and some better footage, because that was a disaster. If you want to see that again, let me know. If not, then see you never, I guess. Future Cole back here with the terrible microphone. I should have Googled first. There is magnetic paint everywhere. After one Google search, I saw like 5. They even sell them at Home Depot. Not nearly as innovative as I first expected, but still pretty fun. Feeling pretty defeated now.